do something about your father. It's him or me. I mean, if he comes home drunk once more, one of us will have to leave.
Where would you go?
And it will not be me.
You know what he's like when he's had a drink? He gets carried away. He's carried away from the Rose and Crown, the Nag's Head, the Five Anchors.
Yes, well, last night was the final straw. Have you been in that kitchen this morning? It's covered in flour and 6 broken eggs. It's just as well he didn't spill any milk, or we'd all have been walking about in Yorkshire pudding.
I mean, you've only had to put up with it for 20 years. I've had to put up with it all my life. I remember when I was a little lad, first time I realised that he drank was the night he came home sober.
Well, I sincerely hope that you're not thinking of using your electric razor this morning.
He's not broken that.
No, it's not broken. It's full of dog hairs.
What?
You know that wire-haired fox terrier they've got next door? Well, it's a smooth-haired fox terrier.
I must have a word with that man.
I wish you would.
Dad.
Oh, I'm late again. Bye-bye, love. I'll see you later.
I see Ted got loaded again last night. Honestly, Dad, I don't know where he puts it.
Your grandfather happens to have hollow legs. They go with his head.
Well, he certainly can shift it.
Yes. Terrible thing, excessive strong liquor, lad. You do well to study the effects. Mind you, they'd all be there in the encyclopedias. Wouldn't be surprised if your grandfather's mentioned in it. I don't know why I bought those encyclopedias. No one ever reads them. Yeah, yes, look.
I don't think I can tackle any breakfast this morning.
Yes, well, you won't have to. Fidel Castro has just seen off the last of the cornflakes.
Edward, shovel them down a bit quiet, will you, please? And stop rattling and banging them flakes together like that.
You've got a hangover again, haven't you, Father?
Yeah, I'll be all right when I've had the hair of the dog that bit me.
Yes, well, I hope it's the dog next door. 'Cause I wouldn't blame him. I've got no sympathy for you, Father.
I don't want your sympathy. I had a marvellous night last night.
Oh, yes, what'd you do?
Well, we started off with about the 3 of us, and then they came down because this other fellow went about... I don't remember.
Well, how do you know you had a good night?
Well, I've been sick twice this morning.
You are destroying your body, Father, such as it is. I mean, it's a well-known fact that people who don't drink live longer.
No, they don't. It just seems longer.
It's quite obvious why Ted drinks. He does it to find oblivion from the iniquities of the capitalist infrastructure. It's quite simple.
We don't require a lecture on communism, thank you very much.
The lad's quite right. I do it because of the oblivion of the of the capitalist house, you're far right.
I'll get it.
You ought to be ashamed of yourself, Father. You should be setting Edward a good example. You should be helping me, helping him to keep his feet on the ground.
What do?
No, you don't. Coming up the garden path at midnight on all fours hardly is helping him to keep his feet on the ground, is it?
That was the landlord of the Nag's Head inquiring how you were this morning, Ted.
Yeah, he thinks the world of me, does that landlord?
Yeah, and he says if you're still alive, would you kindly go and help him mend his revolving door?
He hasn't got a revolving door.
He has now.
Okay.
Right, well, I'm off to school.
Right, bye-bye, Christine.
Oh, Christine! Oh, that music!
Oh, it's great. It turns me on.
I should turn it off.
Ta-ra!
Just look at you, Father, your nerve ends twanging like banjo strings. That's what drink does for you. Why don't you give it up?
Why don't you give up smoking? It's just as bad. You're sitting there with a bad example.
There is no comparison at all. In any case, I could give this up any time I wanted to.
And I could give up drinking.
Well, why don't you, then?
All right, I will.
Do you hear that, Edward? You're a witness.
As soon as you give up smoking.
He's got you there, Dad.
Oh, no, he hasn't got me there at all. That is my last cigarette. And you have had your last drink.
All right, and the first one to crack pays the other one 10 quid.
Certainly. You won't last long.
Oh, yes, I will, but you won't.
Oh, yes, I will. I shall be far healthier for it. I shall be saving money.
Yeah, we'll both improve by this, won't we? Here, this calls for a celebration. I don't suppose you've got any drink in the house, have you?
What is next on the agenda, Ivy?
Oh, well, there's another letter from that Miss Jo Flanagan asking us to pay out on that bed of his that caught fire.
We are not paying. That fire was caused through his own carelessness.
Well, in this letter, Miss Jo Flanagan says the bed was already blazing when he got into it.
That fire was caused by a cigarette end, Ivy. A cigarette end. It's a terrible thing, smoking in bed, Ivy. Never do it.
Oh, I wouldn't do anything like that in bed, Mr. Cropper. I don't even smoke.
Neither do I, Ivy. I have given up this morning.
I've never done it, you know, Mr. Cropper. I've never even had a puff.
Yes. Well, you're better off not having had it, Ivy.
They do say it's like kissing an old ashtray, Mr. Cropper.
I beg your pardon.
There's advert on telly. There's this young man in a public house, and he sees this young lady. His Fred said he's been out with her, and she smokes like kissing an old ashtray, and that's why I've never smoked, Mr. Cropper.
Yeah. I'm afraid Mrs. Cropper smokes.
Oh.
Filthy habit. I should have given it up years ago. I mean, there's nothing to it. All you... Ivy, you haven't perchance got any sweeties, have you?
Oh, yeah, how's that?
Oh, thank you.
Old-fashioned homebrews.
Thank you very much, Ivy. Ah, there you are, Mr. Winterbottom. My word, you're looking well this morning, sir. And what a beautiful suit. Only you could wear a suit like that. Have an old-fashioned humbug.
I get more than enough old-fashioned humbug in this office as it is, Cropper.
Thank you, sir.
A word of warning, Cropper. Seemingly there is a strange man roaming the corridors, bursting into offices and frightening the secretary. What are you doing, Cropper?
Just relishing the aroma of your tobacco, Mr. Winterbottom. A very masculine tobacco goes with your personality, sir.
When I want you to creep, Cropper, I'll tell you. And remember, if you should see this man, alert me immediately.
Oh, Mr. Cropper, I wonder if that man will come bursting in here. Well, you do hear about ladies being interfered with.
Have no fear, Ivy. Whilst I'm here with you, there is no danger of your being interfered with.
No, Mr. Cropper. Mr. Cropper makes you wonder what sort of man would fling himself on a defenseless woman like me.
He'd be a madman, Ivy. A madman.
Oh, save me, Mr. Cropper, save me.
There is no need to panic, Ivy. This is my father. On second thoughts, there's every need to panic. What the hell are you playing at?
I've come to catch you at it.
I have not been at it. Tell him, Ivy.
He's not been at it.
Ah, yes, young lady, but if you was to turn your back for 1 minute, he would seize the opportunity of having a quick one.
You are baffling, Ivy. He is referring to smoking, Ivy.
Oh, so you're Ivy. Oh, Eddie spoke about you, of course, but he didn't say you was a little beauty.
You're talking rubbish again, Father, aren't you? Now, will you kindly clear out of here? Mr. Winterbottom catch you in here, you'll get me into trouble.
Oh, I wouldn't get you into trouble, son. But if it was this young lady here, and I was 10 years younger, or 2 years younger, do you ever get down a nag's head, Princess?
Hop it.
Oh, Mr. Cropper, I think I've been interfered with.
I'll be wondering where I am down the pub. I think I'm dead. I might just as well be dead.
Why can't you be strong, Father? You don't hear me moaning about my lack of cigarettes.
I don't know why you're so fond of that pub. You've got a beautiful home.
It's a beautiful home.
Got your health.
Yes. Health, that's the main thing.
What more do you want?
A flaming drink. I'm very popular down that pub. They think the world of me.
Oh, no, they don't. They only put up with you because you spend a small fortune down there.
How long we had this wallpaper?
He's noticing things. Must be the alcoholic fumes clearing from his brain.
It's easy enough to give up smoking.
It is not easy, it is extremely difficult. Don't know what to do with my hands.
That's true.
Have we got anything to eat?
You've only just had your tea.
Well, I'm still hungry. Have you got any sweeties?
Well, if I had one, you could have it. A gobstopper.
Charming. There's me going through agonies, and there you are lighting up.
Well, I have to have some pleasure. I mean, there's nothing else in my life, is there? It's all work and bed.
Typical in this family, behaviour in this family. I mean, you're worse than my father. There he is, snooping round the office today, trying to catch me out. I mean, that's lovely, isn't it? When a man doesn't trust his own son. I mean, I trust him. I wouldn't do a thing like that to you. Where's he gone? He's nipped down to that pub. Well, I shall nip down there and catch him with the evidence in his hands.
Hello, Ted. Wondered where you'd got to.
Oh, the air smells like wine in here. You're better still, brown ale.
Pint, is it?
No. I've given it up. I've turned teetotal.
You can't go teetotal. I've got a wife and kids to support.
Sorry, Jack. It's been ruining my home life.
What are you talking about? This is your real home.
I could murder a pint. It'd be a crime of passion.
Go on. Get one down, you.
Caught you!
Look down.
You are weak, Father! My goodness, you are weak, aren't you, eh? Right, that is £10 you owe me, right? And since you were the first to crack, I shall go back to smoking. 20 fags, please.
I haven't had a drop. I haven't touched any. Have I, Jack?
It's right, Eddie. He's not had any.
Eh?
No.
Oh. Well, I may as well have this pipe, then. Cheers, Father. By Jove, that does taste good.
You rotten.
Beats smoking any day, Father.
No, it doesn't. Here, I'll have these fags. And the matches.
You're being foolish, Father.
No, I'm not.
You're just trying to upset me, aren't you? Right. Another pipe, Jack.
You're rotten. You're rotten through and through. I'll have a cigar.
I'll have a scotch.
I'll smoke 2 fags a
Make
month.
that a double
I'll
scotch.
smoke 3
I'll
fags
have a green chartreuse.
It's pathetic. 2 grown men behaving like daft kids just to annoy each other. There's your father smoking like a chimney and you drinking like a fish.
Do you mind, Doreen? I have a headache. It must be through giving up smoking.
You know you're no good at drinking. You never have been. Look at that night you went to the stag party the night before we got married.
No need to bring that up.
You were terrible during the service. The next day I didn't know where to look. The vicar asked you to say I do. You said, what? Is it my round?
Last night wasn't like that at all. I mean, it must have been that meat pie I ate.
Who got up in the middle of the night and went and had a shower?
I wanted to refresh myself.
Not with your pyjamas on.
Well, it's all my father's fault. I mean, he's only smoking like that just to infuriate me.
You're just as bad. You're only drinking to annoy him. Oh, I do wish you'd get it sorted out. I'm off down to that shop.
Don't crackle. Please don't crackle.
Oh, what a beautiful morning. Oh, what a day. Morning, sunshine. You did not look in the right state this morning. You know what your eyes look like? 2 glowworms in a coal hole.
I feel perfectly all right, Father. Perfectly all right. You look pathetic with that cigarette dangling out your mouth. No, I had a marvellous night last night. My word, they do serve a good drop of beer down at the Nag's Head.
It's wasted on you, though. So's that hangover.
Yes, well, at least, unlike some people, when I've had a drink, I don't turn nasty.
That's very true, son. You're nasty to start with.
Morning. How long is it now, Ted?
How long's what?
Since you last had a drink.
Oh, 32 hours, 17 minutes and 25 seconds, roughly speaking.
Yes, well, that's an improvement. When you were drinking, you didn't even know what day it was.
Well, it just suited the government when you were staggering about full of booze. It kept you thinking about from how you were being exploited. You were just a tool in the hands of the capitalist society.
Oh, I don't want to lecture on communism.
That isn't communism. The lad's talking sense for once. You were just a tool.
You were just as hooked on your cigarettes, Dad. You know what that is, don't you? All that sucking away on cigarettes? It's a subconscious desire for comfort, a substitute.
Substitute for what?
Well, for the same thing that a baby's dummy's a substitute for.
A poor bloody substitute.
You okay? Flo, I should have known you were temptation.
Ivy, I am trying to concentrate. Will you cease the singing?
Sorry, Mr. Crawford.
And the humming.
Sorry, Mr. Crawford. Do you know, Mr. Crawford, I think it's wonderful the way you stick it out.
I beg your pardon?
No, smoking. Because I always knew you were strong-minded, Mr. Crawford.
Yes, well, that is indeed true.
Yes. I don't think I could resist temptation. If somebody tempted me and I was really tempted, I'd give in. But then I'm easily tempted, Mr. Crawford.
Yes, well, you've just got to get a firm grip on yourself, Ivy.
Yes, Mr. Crawford. But I do think you're wonderful, you know, Mr. Crawford. I mean, if some people would give up smoking and they'd be craving for it, they'd be really longing for a cigarette.
Ivy.
They'd be gasping for a cigarette, all nervy and twitchy and
Ivy.
jumpy, just bursting for a whiff of nicotine.
Ivy! Will you kindly give over? I am not made of stone.
Hello, love. Have you had a nice day?
No, I have not.
Never mind, lad. Here, have a fag.
Yeah, thank you, Father. You crafty devil, you.
Go on, you know you wanted.
You tried to trap me then, didn't you, Father? Right. We shall now see if you have been keeping your side of the bargain.
Eh?
Blow into that.
What the hell's that?
That is a breathalyzer kit. I borrowed it from Sergeant Entwistle at the police station.
Well, I'm not blowing into that.
If, as I suspect, you have been secretly drinking, those crystals will turn green.
I haven't been drinking.
Well, you've got nothing to worry about then, have you? Go on.
No, it's dangerous.
What are you talking about? It's dangerous. Just blow through the thing and the bag inflates. Here, I'll show you.
I told you it was dangerous. You've hurt me.
What do you mean I've hurt you?
Putting your poor old father through a thing like that, not trusting him. I'm going down the pub, not to drink, just to be with nice, trusting people. And I'm going to smoke a lot of fags.
This is it, Eddie Cropper. You have become impossible to live with. God knows you were difficult enough before.
Look, Doreen, all I was trying
We are going back to square one. You are going to start smoking again. Because if you haven't got a cigarette in your mouth, you've got a bee in your bonnet.
Look, my dearest, all
And your father can start drinking again. Because if one of you is going to roll home drunk at night, I'd sooner it was him. At least he doesn't wake me up in the middle of the night shouting, "The bed's sinking! Every hand's to the pump!"
Look, there is money involved here. You know what my father's like if he thinks he's winning something?
I do not care. Get down after him to that pub and tell him you give in.
All right, all right.
You know, Jack, I hate this orange juice. It's a silly sort of taste.
Oh, I don't know. It takes me back when I was a kiddie.
Yeah, well, you see, when I was a nipper, we didn't have orange juice. My family was hard up, very, very poor. Do you know, we were so poor that my mother had to use the cat as an oven glove.
Still, how do you like the vodka?
Well, you can't taste it, really. You see what, with all that orange juice, but don't know I'm doing a trick when it goes down. That's a very good idea, yours, that vodka. It's very good.
Your Eddie can't smell it on your breath, you see. That's the beauty of it.
Yeah, this as well. Do you know, when he came in from work today, he got me to blow down a little bag.
Breathalyzer?
That's it, a breath, what you said, yes, that's right.
I mean, good job you didn't. Never mind a breathalyzer. You had enough this lunchtime to turn a bag of crisps green.
Hey, shove another large vodka in that healthy, horrible orange rubbish.
Ah, there you are, Father.
Hello, son.
Thought I'd find you here.
Here's your orange juice, Ted.
Oh, thank you very much, Jack.
Yes. Had to revisit your old haunts, eh?
Yeah, well, it takes me back to the days when I was happy, you know. I used to enjoy a drink. It was the only pleasure I ever had.
Yes, no need to get maudlin, Father. My word, you must have consumed an enormous amount of alcohol over the years. I mean, there you are supping orange juice. You look extremely tiddly to me.
Yes, I'm supping orange juice and you're accusing me of secretly drinking. It's a terrible thing, isn't it, when a son doesn't trust his own father?
Yes, well, I've been thinking about that, Father, examining my conscience, and I thought to myself, why let the poor old fellow ruin his health, starting smoking again? I mean, why hold the silly old devil to the silly bed? Let him go back to his drinking.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So there it is. Call me a sentimental old fool if you like, but that's the way I am. So, you go back to your drinking, and I can go back to my smoking, right? 20 cigarettes, please, Jack.
No, just a minute, Jack. I don't know about that.
You won't.
Well, I mean, I don't mind. I can sit here and wait till you crack.
I shan't crack in a million years. Look, Father, you know you're bursting for a pint.
Ah, yeah, but we did have a bet. £10.
Well, if it's the money that's borrowing it, that's all right. I mean, if you'd like some small token, if it'll make you happier thinking you're winning something, £1.
5.
Done. Jack, 20 cigarettes, please.
Coming up.
While I'm waiting, perhaps I could pinch one of yours, son.
Yeah.
Oh, see, so stupid, all this fuss about people being dependent on cigarettes. If I was that dependent, I'd give them up. I mean, I don't need them.
No, I can see that.
Yes. I must say you've been very strong, Father. I've been very impressed with the way you've kept off the drink. Yes, there's more in you than I thought.
That's very true. You've been very strong, too.
Yes, well, I'm always firm with myself. However, as our little arrangement is now at an end, I have a small confession to make. I did slip up just the once.
You didn't.
Yes, in one mad moment, I had a quick drag in the office cloakroom, just the one.
That's very, very naughty, son.
Yes, and I'm very sorry about it.
That's very disappointing. I mean, by rights, I could claim the whole bet. I mean, it's not the money, it's just a disappointment.
Yes, well, it was only the one, Father, and I've said I'm sorry.
Yeah, well, seeing if you've made a clean breast of it, and I'm a very, very forgiving man, will forget all about it.
Thank you, Father.
But I'm still disappointed.
Ah, there you are, Jack, my cigarettes. By the way, the little arrangement between my father and myself is now at an end. My father is now drinking again, and I am now smoking. Ha ha ha. I'll have a large scotch and whatever my father would like.
I'm glad you've seen sense. Now, what is it, Ted, a pint, or are you still drinking the vodka?
I beg your pardon. I see, Father. So you forgive my little slip, do you? And you are quite willing to take only half the winnings? My father will have a pint, Jack.
Oh, thank you very much indeed, son. Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
Yes, well, don't be too grateful, Father.
Oh, that's very kind of you, son.
Yes, because this pint you're having,
Yeah.
you're not going to drink it.
Oh.
You're going to wear it.
Well,